I just realized it's the first team call of April. Yay, April 4th. We are excited. We are in a new month. That means that there's a lot of good things going on from corporate. So I want to run over those things with you guys here at the very beginning of our team call. And then I got some important things to say at the end. So get your listening ears on, get your pen and pad out, because we've got some things to talk about. So the first thing I want to discuss is the kudos. We have a new April's kudos. It's all around the fragrance. So if you are pushing the fragrances, if you're a big fan of the fragrances, then this kudos is going to be exactly what you need. You get 2 fragrances, and then you get a free Inkwell pen. And if you get 3 fragrances, all 3 fragrances, then you get a 100% solid silk scarf. And those are just some nice perks. I honestly feel that those perks are for the presenters, not really for the customers, because the story is so specific to Melanie, and we are connected to Melanie because we're presenters, and she's the CEO of our company, and we're invested in her story. I don't know if our customers are buying it. I'm just, you know how I roll, guys. I'm just being straight up with you. I'm not sure that the customers are buying the story, and I'm not sure that they're incentivized to buy 3 fragrances that they've never smelled before and buy all 3 and love all 3. That's asking a lot of anybody that buys perfume. I go into the perfume aisle and I will smell them all and maybe like 1. That's how picky I am with my fragrances. And so just from that perspective, I'm not super satisfied with the kudos. I think that if they wanted to hire me and let me decide what the kudos would be, then I would have said add a perfume and a couple other things, and do like a Mother's Day bundle or something like that, and do the scarf and the pen as all part of that. To ask people to buy all 3 fragrances, I feel like that's a little bit of a reach. And after smelling them, that only validated that feeling even more, that they're going to be hard sells for the younger generation, because the perfumes are more mature. And that's the nice way to say it. They're just very mature smelling. And I like clean smells. I like, I don't know, you guys remember like Cool Water from back in the day? Am I dating myself? Cool Water used to be like the jam. It was so fresh and so crisp smelling. That's what I like in my scents. So all 3 of these scents do not align with what I like in my own personal scent. Okay? But does that mean that I'm just like, oh, screw Younique? Does that mean that I'm like, oh, I can't make any sales this month? Does that mean like, now April's a bust? No, that means that I got to put my hustle hat on, and I got to get creative with what I'm going to do in my business to make this a little bit more profitable for me. April was supposed to be my run for orange month, and already we're 4 days in, and I'm like, what's happening? That's real talk. That's real talk for you guys. But what I'm doing is I'm strategizing, breaking up the kudos with my customers. So if they have a scent that they like, then I'm making my own custom bundles, and it's going to come with a mascara, and it's going to come with a lip gloss or a lip liner. It's also going to come with some sort of maybe rose water or a face mask. I'm making these own custom bundles for people if they want the fragrance, how to get the fragrance with a couple other things to make it more appealing. That way they can get the scent that they like, and that's it. All right, so Younique did do something nice for us by sending out samples to all of our customers last month, but if your customers didn't order last month, then they didn't get to try the samples. So you can make your own samples. If you've ordered all 3, then you can make your own samples. You go to Amazon.com, and there's these little droppers, like the little testers that Avon makes. I hate to compare us to Avon. Oh God, it hurts my heart to say that. But those little tiny glass tubes with the thing in it, you can make your own of that. That way you can give them out to your customers. I would just say give those out sparingly. Don't just don't make it rain with fragrances, because you only want to give them to people that you think might like them. So be very intentional with who you're sharing those samples with, because it ain't cheap to make those little samples on your own. But that's like the main thing about that is just thinking creatively outside of the box, not limiting yourself to thinking that the kudos is the only way that you can make sales. The kudos is the only way that you can get customers to buy, because that is 100% not the case. These fragrances are outside of the box. That means that everything else in our catalog is free game. And you can make your own specials. You can use some of your discount. You can use your white cash. You can use your half offs to make these product bundles that are going to be more appealing to your customers, because everybody's customer base is a little bit different, and what your customers like and what your customers are into might be something different than my customers are into. And so that's perfect, because now nobody's stuck. Right now we're all making special bundles that are catered to our own customer base, and I think that's a very empowering way to look at it. After we get through the kudos, and now that I just said that how much I don't like that kudos, that's what I think about that. But we've got positive hats on, right? So you can complain about a situation, or you can turn it into a solution and do something different. And that's what I've done in my own business. I'm not even talking about the fragrances. I'm not even bringing it up, because to me, it's not something that I feel like I can sell. If you feel like you can sell it, do you, boo. And if you feel like you can sell it, come have a conversation with me so that we can talk to the team and help everybody else get on the right page. All right. So that's my challenge. If somebody feels like they've figured out a solution for selling things, but something so personal like a fragrance that people can't smell ahead of time, let me know, because I need that magic wand. But besides that, my business is still rocking. I still got a couple $100s in sales already. I'm still booking parties. Speaking of parties, that's a perfect segue. Everybody that hosts a qualifying party gets a free lipstick, a free stuck-up limited edition lipstick, and that's a beautiful color that people love. Like, they go hard for that color. It's like a brown berry color. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like a brown berry. Very basic, very basic. I don't even know how to explain it. It's a brown berry. It's pretty versatile between lots of different skin tones. Obviously, on the darker skin tones, it's going to look lighter. On my skin tone, it just looks like a taupey brown nude. If you are lighter fair skinned, it's going to look a little darker, a little more rusty, a little more burgundy. But it's a really nice color, and a lot of people love it, and it's free. So it's a $19 value just for hosting a qualified party. So that's a really nice way to approach it with your customers, is to talk about the freebie that they're going to get just for trying. Just try it. Right? Let's see if we can do it. So booking those parties should be like your number one focus right now in April, because the special, anytime there's a customer incentive, I really try to get like extra parties. Like, I might have 1 or 2 parties a month, but on customer special months, I try to have like 5 or 6. So you guys should think about reaching out to those past customers, asking them if they want to host parties, and getting those on the books before the month is over. There's also a recruiting prize this month for us, just like there was last month. It's just different. I'm actually super excited about this, and I plan on earning it. I didn't earn any recruiting prizes last month, just for you guys to know. I only recruited 1 person last month. It was very what is the word I want to say? It was very eye-opening. That I'm pretty consistent, 3 to 4 people a month. I've always been consistent that way. Last month I recruited 1, and so it was very eye-opening that maybe there are some holes in my business that I need to reevaluate and I need to step back and look at. And I think we all need to do that. It's very important that we don't think that we're doing everything right, and that we're willing and courageous enough to step back and look at our business and say, you know what, where are the holes? What could I be doing better? How can I finesse this so that it actually starts serving me better, right? I want to have a 10 recruit month. How am I going to get there if I only had 1 last month, right? So I am stepping back from my business after 3 years saying, where can I learn? How am I failing myself, and what can I do better? And I would encourage you all to take that mentality, because it's the way that we grow, and it's the way that we really begin to thrive. So last month I only recruited one. I didn't get that new weird lipstick. I didn't get the purple sparkly pillow, and I didn't get the purple bag. So I was very disappointed, because I am prize motivated. But this month I'm getting that damn shadow thing, because it's beautiful looking. I don't know if you saw the pictures, but it's a brown color and a soft, like rosy kind of shimmer. And I think it would be an amazing contour blush palette too, not just an eyeshadow palette, but I think that brown would make a nice contour, and the pink color would make a nice blush. So I need it. I need it in my life, and so I'm gonna make sure that I definitely earn that. And I hope that you guys feel like you want to earn it too, because not only are you growing your team, but you're also getting some freebies in it as well. Okay, so that's about the end of the specials. Is there anything else? Go green this month, get the car bonus, $200 cash bonus. Anybody going for green? Sherry's going for green. Yes, and Holly's going for green, and I know Michelle has talked about getting ready for a push to green. And I mean, seriously, ladies, this team could go from green to purple with very little effort if we had a few runners. That's definitely something that's possible, because I know that there are a lot of strong leaders on this team, and I can't wait to see you guys blossom. But all right, drink. Okay, so then what I wanted to talk about was the training that we did last weekend. So everybody's clear before I transition into something else. Did anybody have any questions about the new products, about the specials, about the hostess gifts, any of that jazz?
If you want, I can add some insight to the perfume. I've been doing a ton of research.
Okay, go ahead. Tell us some of your insight on the perfumes.
Go give me that paperwork I just had to put on the table. Hurry up.
I go roll it up and dump it on your head.
I have literally been like watching video after video after video from other presenters, as well as doing research on my own. The best way to sell our perfumes. What'd you do with it? Oh, never mind. I didn't.
No, give it here.
I didn't give it to him. Come on, they're waiting. Did you know this is downloadable in our back office? It is training for perfume. Not only that, if you look in here, it gives you the keywords to use. It describes the perfumes. So like this is the Dreaming of You. It's the blue one. It's supposed to make you feel confident, inspiring, carefree, and refreshed. So when you're talking about it, you need to talk about those particular aspects of the perfume so that people are understanding what it's actually making you feel like, not just the scents. Because sometimes when you start talking about how it makes you feel, it's a little easier to sell, because some perfumes, if they're more woody, they're going to make you feel more calm and relaxed. But like the yellow one is supposed to make you feel real energetic and things like that. And I know there's a lot of women out there who need the little extra energy.
So more tapping into like the aromatherapy kind of like vein.
Yes. So okay. I was going through, and like I said, I literally have spent, I've probably watched 6 or 7 videos from different presenters and they've all hit on the same thing about using these keywords in this training right here, talking about what each of the perfumes feel like. And then also to go through, and they say, ask people what their favorite perfume is. And once they come back and they say, oh, I like Burberry Brit, go to the website perfumesociety.org.
Hold on. Mama's got to get her notepad out.
I'm teaching the teacher.
perfumesociety.org.
Okay. And on there, when they tell you that they like Burberry Brit or whatever they like, you're going to type in Burberry Brit, and it's going to pull up what their top notes, heart notes, and base notes are. And so then you can go and match ours
to theirs.
Our top notes, our base notes, our heart notes, so that when they say, oh, well, we like Burberry Brit, you can come back and you can say, oh, well, you're really going to love our Yours and Only Yours, you know, because it has similar tones.
Oh yeah, that's very interesting. Sorry, my face.
That's a good way to market because I mean, it's really hard. You can't go through the screen and say, here, smell this. They have no way of knowing, but if you know what they like, you can say, oh, this is very similar to this, or it's going to have the same heart notes as this, or, you know, it's going to make you feel this way. So you're playing on emotions and you're playing on something they already know.
Yeah.
And it'll make it easier to sell.
Thank you for sharing that. That's definitely some very valuable information. And also important to point out that sometimes when we begin this journey, we feel like we don't know it all. And we feel like we need to know it all in order to be successful. And I'm living proof right now, right here in this example, that I don't know everything about everything. But what I am is open to like learning new things and trying new things and figuring it out. And that's how you become successful. And I really want you guys to remember that it's not about knowing it all. It's about being willing to find it out, right? And like right now, fragrances is not something that we've done before. This is brand new. And for a lot of people signing up for Younique, even just the makeup part of it is going to be brand new. And so it's okay to not know all the answers. It's okay to not understand skin tones and cool versus warm and what works good and different eye shapes and like the way to make a smoky eye for hooded eyes. Those are all things that you learn along the way. And just make sure that you don't hold yourself back and not move forward because you're like, I don't know everything. I don't know what's going on. This is not my forte. We're learning it together. We're pushing forward together, and we're here for each other, just like Sherry just put some learning on me right now. Okay, but sometimes we get in our own way because we don't know everything and our confidence is like not as high in certain areas. And that would be the saddest thing in the world if you guys weren't successful because your confidence was stopping you, right? Like I made it through my whole life and I wasn't successful because I was the reason. That would be terrible. Okay, that's not what I wanted to talk about. I got other things to talk about. Sorry. The wine's starting to kick in. As you can tell, as my nose has gotten redder as the call has gone on. I gave myself the exfoliating mask, so now I'm extra red and showy. I love you guys. I missed you last week. So one of the things that I did also want to talk about is the training that we did on Saturday. There was a couple of really good points that came out from the training last week, and I wanted to share those with you guys because I felt like it was super valuable information. Not only was it a great opportunity for me and Sherry came to network with some other Younique presenters. Sherry got to sit at the table with Amanda Lawrence. And if you don't know who Amanda Lawrence is, she's Black Status Level 1. She's got the crazy green hair. She's got this wild child personality that's so full and vibrant that it's just like, oh, and Sherry got to sit with her and pick her brain a lot. And Sherry said that at the end of it, she just felt like that was even more valuable than some of the talks, which is so, like, that's such an important thing for you guys to make sure that you're getting into these kind of training events because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know who you're going to rub elbows with. I met Billy Weck at a training, or Billy Weck. I gotta stop saying Wetch. Billy Weck at a training, and now look at us. Now I'm rubbing elbows with the Black Status, and she adores me. Those are her words, not mine, because I don't understand how you could adore me. But she adores me, and she like we have mutual respect for each other. And by going to these kind of events, that's how you meet those kind of people, right? And also, what it does is it refills your tank. It re-energizes you. They say that you should be going to some kind of training event once a quarter. So that's 4 a year if you really think about it. 4 or 3 a year. Quarters, there's, yeah, 3 times 4. So 3 times 4, right? There's 4. A quarter is 4. whatever. 3 to 4 times a year, you should be going to some kind of training. How about that? Don't ask me to do math. Terrible at math. Because what it does is it allows you some time to get with your Y sisters, to brainstorm. You get to network with some leaders in the company. Everybody is like-minded. Everybody's drinking the same Kool-Aid. And it really just helps you feel like you're in the right place, to get with your tribe and to spend some time with them. I know Michelle's gone to trainings. Sherry's gone to trainings. Amber's told me that she's going to the Pittsburgh training. I'm super excited about that for her because I'm speaking at that one too. Not just because I'm speaking, but because I want my people there. I want my tribe there. I don't want just a tribe there. I want my tribe. You guys are my tribe. I want you there. So anyway, Amber's coming to Pittsburgh, and I think Sherry's going to come to Pittsburgh and a couple other people, but it's so crucial that you get into these trainings because you never know what you're going to hear. You never know what the different perspectives are going to offer you. I know Michelle went to one in Florida from a totally different team, and I guarantee you that they were teaching and sharing things that our last twin team is not sharing, just because they operate under they've learned and grown their business under different circumstances. So if you think about it like the way you grow flowers, a flower growing in Montana is going to bloom differently than the same flower growing in Maryland. Does that make sense? So that's how these legs work. They've got their own incubation kind of things, the way that they're getting their trainings, the way that they're getting their leadership. They're all slightly different, right? They've led to the same success, but the elements that have caused them to bloom have been different. And so the things that they know and the things that they understand is totally different. So to be a sponge and to constantly be in these trainings, it's so incredibly valuable. I cannot stress that enough. And there are still openings in the Pittsburgh training. If you guys want to come, it's It's May 19th. May 19th. It's Saturday, May 19th in Pittsburgh. So my 2 takeaways from that event were, besides the fact of how important it is to refill your well, is my first takeaway was that I don't even know how to put it into words. I absolutely love watching people step into their own light. And there were women that had never spoke before, that never thought that they could, and never imagined that this is what this business would offer them. And they got up there and they displayed so much courage to share their stories that it was just super inspiring. And I always just leave there feeling like, wow, like, look at these women shining, right? And it could be you, right? As you get into these trainings, as you get into these spaces and you start talking with these people and they start developing a relationship with you and a little bit of respect with you, you never know when you're going to be asked to speak. And how would you feel if you were asked to speak? Do you feel ready? Do you feel like that's what you want from this business? You need to begin to really fantasize about what you want this career to be and what you want it to. That way it can start to happen. I didn't think I'd be a public speaker when I first started, and now I've done it 5 or 6 times, and I kind of think I'm addicted. Now I'm like, please ask me. Please ask me. Please ask me. I want to do it, because I didn't know I'd be good at it, and now it's something new that I've cultivated in myself. And I want you guys to find those things too, these things that you didn't know that you were good at that now you're cultivating. So I want to talk really quick. My second takeaway was about using Instagram, now that my brain is firing properly. So Kayla Nails came up there and she spoke about using Instagram to run your business. And I know somebody in the team said that they wanted to use other social platforms to grow their business. And I don't remember off the top of my head whose goal that was. Oh, it was you, Michelle? Okay, good. So what she said is on Instagram, there's now that Instagram is owned by Facebook, it's running off the similar algorithm as Facebook. They're doing like these same kind of like rules or whatever that they're implementing. So she said that 11 hashtags is the perfect number of hashtags, not 10, not 12, but 11 hashtags is the perfect number of hashtags for Instagram to appropriately boost your post for people to see. You know how they put it in the like if you guys are on Instagram, there's a tab on your Instagram where it says you can look at it's like, it's not even like really top stories, but if you look at the little magnifying glass, then it shows you all the things that it thinks that you would like, right? So you can go through here and you can look at all of these things that Instagram thinks that you would like based on other things that you've liked. So this is that 11 hashtags is supposed to be like the ideal number for Instagram to insert you into people's like little feeds. So that was really valuable information. And the second thing that she shared with me is an app called HashMe. It's a app that you can download. I have it on my iPhone. I hope that it's on Android and stuff like that. But if you go into the HashMe, HashMe, then you can type in a word, any word that you want to use. I know it's like showing up weird in the camera screen. Any word that you want to use. So you could type in mascara. And what it'll do is generate the top 30 trending hashtags associated or affiliated with mascara or makeup or anything along those lines. So I used it for the first time today, and I typed in inspire, and then it gave me like the top 30 hashtags, because 30 is the most that you can use on Instagram at one time without getting blocked, right? But 11 is the sweet spot. So that's interesting that it's not even half, but you can do up to 30. So that app was really, I was like, oh yeah, give me that, sign me up. So that was really exciting. And I wanted to share that with you guys too, especially if you're trying to venture out into Instagram. So I've also recruited people from Instagram, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about that methodology, because it's a lot easier than trying to recruit on Facebook, I think. You guys, some of you are familiar with our beautiful Y sister, Sam Dalton from the UK that's on our team. I recruited her from Instagram. And what I did was I went through my last like 10 pictures, and then everybody that liked it, I went into their pages, and just like you would do on Facebook, just like you would look at someone's profile page, you would see what they've been posting, you would see what they're about. I went to the people that had liked my picture, and I scoped them out. I totally stalked them for a minute, and then I sent them a message. And it's a very generic message, just like the messages that we talked about sending a couple of weeks ago. It should be kind. It should be no pressure based, and all of that stuff, just like we talked about before. But you're doing it through Instagram, and it's kind of less pressury, I feel like. And I've actually recruited 3 people. 2 of them have gone inactive. Sam's the only one still hanging strong. But I've technically recruited 3 people from Instagram using that system. So I wanted to offer that to you guys as well. If you're feeling like you need to try a new strategy, if you feel like you've been doing the same thing for the last 3 months and it's not working for you, Instagram might be the place. And so you go to all the people that have hearted your picture, look at them, look them up, and then send the people that you qualify a message. Hey girl, hey, whatever you want to say, you should join my team. I see you like makeup. I like makeup too. How would you feel about running a little business opportunity with me? Whatever you're going to say, right? So, and then it just sends them a message. They can accept it. They can decline it, whatever. But I wanted to share that Instagram option with you guys, because there are more avenues than just Facebook. And I don't want you guys to be limited to this one shot, one kill methodology. I want you to have lots of different ways and lots of different methods to succeeding in recruiting. Was that enough information about Instagram and how to use it? Okay, I felt like that was pretty good. Okay, all right, good. All right, so that's about it. That's all I really had for you guys today. I mean, I had other things, but we'll just table it for next week. Is there anything that you guys want me to think about for next week? What's going on in your businesses? What kind of questions do you have? What can we work on for next week for the team call so that it's as valuable as possible?
How do you get over the hump of being afraid to do lives?
How do you get over the hump? So there's this book called The 5-Second Rule, and it's about how the moment the idea pops into your head, you go right into action. And if you wait longer than 5 seconds to go into action, then your brain is going to talk you out of it. And one of the things that they talked about in while I was in Utah was the limbic brain versus the prefrontal cortex brain. So the limbic brain is your fight, flight, or freeze mechanism of your brain. It's your survival skills. And every time you've been into a stressful situation that you felt scared of, that limbic brain starts to activate and get accelerated, and it turns on and it says danger, 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 right? Because it's scary and it wants to protect you and it thinks it's saving you. And it becomes so loud that your prefrontal brain, your logic, your rationale can't combat that and say this is irrational that you're scared of talking to yourself on your computer or on your cell phone, because that's essentially what you're doing in your life. You're just talking to yourself. Nobody's in the room with you. Nobody's really judging you. Everything else is just story. Everything else is just something you're telling yourself about what other people are thinking. You don't actually know what they're thinking. You've just made up an event in your mind because your limbic brain is trying to save you from feeling afraid. Does that make sense? So the idea here is that when you're going to go live, don't think about it for more than 5 seconds. Like, just hit play and wing it. And you'll learn the more you do it, the less scary it is. You're in a room by yourself talking to yourself. If anything, you look like a crazy person. There's no judgment. Like, it's not there. Everything else is just a story that you're telling yourself about why it's terrifying. I hope that makes sense.
Yes.
The limbic brain and the frontal lobe they should be working in harmony, but in most of our lives they are competing against each other. And that limbic brain just totally takes you out. So, all right, I love you. All right. Why, yes, I see you put makeup on. You got glitter on your face.
Yeah, it's a makeup call.
You look fabulous, Boo. I hope you feel good about yourself.
It's a makeup call. Put makeup on, Mom.
Do you feel good?
No.
Well, then go wash your face.
I did.
If you feel, listen, if you feel good, I am not saying anything.
Your makeup is defective.
All right, go upstairs. All right, sorry, guys. So anyway, Rashida, my advice to you is to just press go. Just press play. Don't get out of your own way. Get out of your own way, because everything that you're thinking about why it's terrifying is just a story you've made up. Nobody, the people that love you are not going to care. They're going to be like, yeah, girl, hey, how's it going? They're going to be there they're going to be cheering you on. I'm going to be cheering you on. Sherry's going to be cheering you on. And now everybody else on this video is also going to come on and cheer you on. Michelle, Patty, Amber, we're all going to be there to cheer you on because that's what we do. And when you got a whole squad rolling up in there, ain't nobody going to come in and say something stupid. Okay.
Don't worry, I haven't done a live yet either.
Patty's about to. Patty's about to. Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten inbox messages where people say, well, why don't you put your makeup on live? And
they're begging you for it.
Yep.
You know what I do? And
I'm absolutely nervous.
Rashida, sometimes this is what I do because I still get kind of nervous going live. So I sit down, I type up my whole, whatever it is I'm going to say, you know, like the little thing before you're live, you know. Last night I typed up, I need 5 lives, and what's that smell, and I don't know, something else. So then I'm like, I don't know if I want to go live about that. And then I'm like, no, I've already typed it up. I've typed it up. I've done my emojis. I don't want to erase it all now. I've wasted my time. So I just hit the live button. I have to roll with it. So sit down in front of your phone, type up your little, come get ready with me.
Intro, yeah.
And then hit the live button. That's it. Even if it only lasts 2 minutes, you went live. Okay, my first live was like 5 minutes and I talked really fast and I was like, this is how you do eyeshadow. Bye, thanks. And I clicked it off. You know, even if it's fast, it's just getting over that fear of pushing the button. But once you've typed up your intro and you're sitting there, you should just hit the button. Even if you don't say anything for a minute, you're live, and you will, because then you'll be like, well, I don't want to look stupid, so I'm going to say something. All you have to say is hello.
And one of the things I like to do, Rashida, as well, kind of in line with what Michelle's saying, like when she types it up beforehand just to get her mind right and get herself together, I like to think of at least 3 things that I'm going to talk about while I'm live. That way, I don't feel like I'm sitting in weird, awkward silence. So I have 3 subjects to talk about. I'll probably talk about, you know, maybe what I'm making for dinner, or maybe I'll talk about like the girls' night, or I'll talk about getting ready for my husband's birthday party, like something that's going on in my life. I try to think of 3 things because people want to relate to you. They want to get to know you. And if you have 3 things in your mind that you're going to talk about, then there won't be any weird, awkward silence, because after you're done talking about the first thing, if nobody's commenting and nobody's like adding to the conversation, then you're in charge. It's your freaking live. You just change the subject. I'm going to talk about something else. But that way you just feel a little more prepared, and it doesn't feel so like, what am I doing? I don't know what to talk about, so I'm just going to sit here. Awkward. So I usually try to think of at least 3 things beforehand that I'm going to talk about while I'm live. And you're really good at makeup, and you've got a lot of experience in the fashion industry and in the music industry and things like that. And I think that your expertise is going to be such a huge sell that you can say, this is what's in right now. And this eyeshadow look is really good for women of dark color. Like you can reach a market that I could never reach. You know what I'm saying? Because you're doing your makeup in a way that I could never. I could talk about this color on my skin tone and maybe even lighter skin tones all day long, but you're reaching this beautiful mahogany market that I could never really connect with. So and there's not a lot of Black women repping the unique. Like you could really explode. Like I'm not even kidding. Your potential in this business is huge if you just get out of your own way.
Okay.
I hope that helps you. I hope that makes you feel more inspired and ready to push the button. And if you're gonna go live, message me first, and I'll come on and chat with you.
Okay.
Same here.
Just
Okay.
actually just post in the Glam Squad. I'm going live. All my friends show up, and we'll all show up for you.
Yep, we'll show up. Shanna will too. Shanna will come and support you as well.
Okay.
Do I have a register?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might too.
Seth's got his own Facebook page. He can totally
He
come
does.
watch you now. Okay. Who's next? Anybody else have any other questions?
I was just, when you were talking about Instagram, this weekend is when I was really kind of trying to make my Instagram, well, after I saw Sherry's post actually about, or no, I think you posted something about Sherry and her Instagram, and I was like, I don't think I have my website on there. I need to go check this out. So that's kind of when I was like, I need to use Instagram to my advantage. I don't really use it that much, but I have started, and they advertise an app, and I don't have my phone with me right now, but I think it's called Tailwind.
Tailwind?
An app that Instagram promotes, and it will tell you like when the best time for whatever, like your friends and stuff, like when is the high time for you to post. So when is the best time for you to be posting on something? You can preset your post. I'm not sure how to do that yet. I tried
on Instagram?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's through this app. So I tried to preset a post, and then I thought I don't remember if I set the time. Like I said, I just popped it on. I just found it. But then it gave me a notification at like 9 o'clock that night, and it said, it's time to make your post. And so I clicked into the post that I'd already made, and I had to add a couple little things, and I posted it. But the app will tell you
Now's the time.
now's the time. Now's the time to post your, make your post.
Oh, that's exciting. Tell me when to work. Tell me when to do it.
You can preset like a bunch of posts.
Y'all, this is the most beneficial to my business team call we've ever had.
Sherry, did you find it? Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Is it
It's a
called
blue-
Tailwind?
Yeah, it's called Tailwind. I don't know if you can see it. It's blue. It just wants to.
I'm downloading it right after this for sure.
So yeah, download that, and then I had just downloaded it. I didn't have a lot of time to mess with it, so that's what I want to do tonight. But
Well, let me know if you find any tips or tricks or anything like that, because I'm definitely going to start messing around with that too. And then the last thing, because we've been on for 45 minutes, and I know I wasn't here last week, so I had a lot of extra things to say. Tomorrow, I'm going live in Positively Unique, the Lash Twins page, Adriana Markowitz's page, and I'm talking about the foundation, and I'm going to talk about the importance of a meaningful why. And I would love to have you guys show up.
What time tomorrow?
I haven't set a time. She said we could go live anytime we wanted. I'm guessing you're saying that because like 8 a.m. is better than, or 8 p.m. is better than 9 p.m.
Yes. You know me all too well.
I do. I'm probably going to do it like at 8 because I don't like to be up this late either. So I'll probably
I'm sitting here trying to stay awake.
I know, I see your eyes drifting off. So I'll probably go live at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So for you, Michelle, it'll be 6. Hopefully you're home from work by then. Everybody else, you're Eastern time, so it shouldn't be a problem. But again, I'd love you guys to be there. If you're not in the Positively Unique group, if you go to the top of the Glam Squad, it's got suggested groups. It's one of the suggested groups. You just click join and I'll approve it for you. And that's tomorrow. There will be hundreds of people on that live, so that's going to be a big one. I was super honored that she asked me. I mean, it wasn't even like it came out of the blue. She was like, "You want to talk?" And I was like, "Yes, yes, I do. I like talking." Okay.
Just
I love
so
you guys.
know,
Yes.
Rashida's trying to make it to Pittsburgh as well.
Rashida, girl.
Amber and I are rooming together. We have our tickets. I'm making my room reservation tomorrow for us, so we're
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm getting my ticket either this week or next week, and then I'm working on my flight.
How far is the flight?
From Greensboro, North Carolina to Pittsburgh. It's probably gonna take me about 2-3
Okay.
hours.
So not terrible.
No, it's not terrible.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm so excited to hug you. Okay. All right, my friends, that's going to be the end of our team call. Thank you guys so much for coming on. I love you with all my heart. I can't wait to see you guys do some amazing things on Instagram and sell something other than the fragrances or the fragrances. Do what you got to do, boos. I love you, and I will talk to you next week. All right?
Nice.